Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing another mock draft. If you guys are brand new to the channel, what we do here are turbo mocks. We take about 20 to 30 seconds to explain each pick. That way I'm not taking up too much of you guys' time. It allows me to be able to churn out these mock drafts quite frequently for you guys. I have probably about 2 more mock drafts in me before we have the NFL draft. When this video is uploaded, it'll be 2 weeks away. Super close. We're almost there. It's the home stretch. So I'm going to do my best job today to get as accurate as I can with this mock draft. I'm going to go off feel, off buzz, and what I think is most realistic. All right, jumping right into the draft, we have the first overall pick. The Carolina Panthers traded all the way up to the first overall. The noise was that it was going to be CJ Stroud with this pick, but there's been a lot of rumblings about Bryce Young going first overall after all. I'm going to go with Bryce Young here. That's what the buzz sounds like right now. You could easily make the argument for CJ Stroud. I still got a hunch that it's going to be CJ Stroud, but we're still going to take Bryce Young here because of all the rumors, all the buzz. Bryce Young, first overall, like it was always meant to be. Now, there was a lot of noise about the Texans being completely off board with CJ Stroud at the second overall. I don't know if I believe in that. I think if they get CJ Stroud right in their lap at the second overall, they're going to take him. We're going to do that. We're going to take him here. We're going to get CJ Stroud to the Texans, and they're going to get their quarterback of the future. Next up, we have the Arizona Cardinals. No-brainer pick here for me. Will Anderson's arguably the best player in the entire class. In my gut, I don't think anybody trades up to the third overall for one of these quarterbacks. Anthony Richardson and Will Levis just aren't special enough. I'm sure ideally the Cardinals would love to trade back. I just don't think anyone's going to pay the price. We're going to take Will Anderson Jr. here and move forward. Next up, we have the Indianapolis Colts with the 4th overall pick. I'm going to go with the best quarterback still on the board. That's going to be Anthony Richardson. Again, you got Shane Steichen. He's dealt with Jalen Hurts. If anyone's going to be able to develop a hyper-mobile college quarterback, I'm going to put my eggs in the basket of Anthony Richardson. Steichen can develop that guy. The Colts have a brand new coach. They've got some time to make this work. We're going to take Richardson here, and hopefully we can develop him. I think I'm going to go with Tyree Wilson here. 5th overall to the Seattle Seahawks. This team needs to get better on that defensive line. You're getting a really good edge rusher inside the top 5. He's got all those freaky measurables that Pete Carroll likes to gamble on. I think he's going to be a really good fit. He's a plug and play starter for that defensive line. They'll be really happy with him in a year or so. After trading away Jeff Okudah for a 5th round pick, we're going to go right to the cornerback well and take the best cornerback prospect in this entire class. That's going to be Christian Gonzalez, in my opinion. You could make the argument about Devin Witherspoon being here. Witherspoon might even be a better fit for that Dan Campbell team, but we're going to take Gonzo. I just think he's the best prospect. Get him here 6th overall. He'll be able to start. He'll be able to fill in that hole that Okudah has left. We're sitting here with the Raiders at the 7th overall pick. Will Levis is still on the board. We're going to take him. Let him develop behind Jimmy G for a little bit. That team does need the quarterback of the future. No one thinks Jimmy G is that quarterback of the future. I've always thought he was just a glorified bridge quarterback. I think that's exactly what he is. Let's take Will Levis. He can develop for a little while. And then if he hits, his upside is great. Word on the street is the Falcons are all over Lucas Van Ness. We've had a lot of reports about them being in heavy contact with him. Top 30 visits, combine meetings. They really like the player. We're going to follow some of the buzz with that. And we're going to take Lucas Van Ness here. I'm not sure if I think he's a top 10 player in this class. He's probably like a top 20 guy, but sometimes teams just take their player, and I think that's what Lucas Van Ness might be for the Falcons. We're going to stop the fall of Jalen Carter. His situation is a little wishy-washy. We don't know the full story. The character concerns, his mental state, we just don't know. I'm going to mock him here in the top 10. He's going to fall to the Bears. This is a team that needs a defensive tackle. I think he's too good to fall outside of the top 10. So the Bears are going to be the beneficiary of his fall. Their trade back from the 1st overall is looking really good after getting Jalen Carter. We're on the clock here with the Eagles. This team could go a bunch of different directions because they don't really need too many positions. We're going to continue to make that offensive line great. We're going to take Peter Skoronski here. Now this team does have aging offensive linemen. We want to make sure that offensive line stays up to par. They've always been such a dominant offensive line, and that's one of the great reasons as to why they're so successful. We'll take Skoronski. He has a little bit of flexibility. If he's a guard, he's going to be a hell of a guard. If we can start him at tackle and he can be a franchise tackle, this is a great pick here at the 10th overall. We're on the clock with the Tennessee Titans. We're going to go ahead and take an offensive lineman. That's going to be Paris Johnson Jr. from Ohio State. In a recent interview, he said that he's willing to play anywhere on the offensive line. He has experience at right guard. He is a really good left tackle prospect. At the bare minimum, you're getting a versatile offensive lineman with a really good college career. This one is going to hurt for the Pats fans because the Houston Texans are going to go ahead and take Jackson Smith and Jigba. They're going to pair CJ Stroud with JSN. That's a ready-made pairing. They already have so much chemistry. Really makes that offense pop right off the rip. You get your franchise quarterback, one of his best receivers in college. JSN's a really good prospect. He's probably going to go inside the top 15. I think a wide receiver here at 12 is definitely in the cards, so we're going to take JSN. We're on the clock here with the Jets. They're going to take a franchise left tackle and pretend that Mekhi Becton just never happened. I know he says he's healthy. He's lost weight. He's on a contract year. There's no guarantees when it comes to his play. We're going to take Broderick Jones here, and they're going to just fill out that left tackle spot. We got 3 players right here that I would love to take as a Patriots fan. Devin Witherspoon, Quentin Johnston, and Joey Porter Jr. All great picks here at the 14th overall. I'm going to go ahead and take Devin Witherspoon. Bill Belichick loves his man cover corners. No one played more man than Devin Witherspoon this past season, and he was so damn productive. He is a little on the smaller side, but the Patriots tend to lean towards those guys anyway. I love Devin Witherspoon. If he landed with the Patriots, I would be very, very happy. We're on the clock here with the Green Bay Packers. This is a team that needs receiving weapons. We're going to take a little different angle here and take Dalton Kincaid. He just got cleared by his doctors. His back is no longer a big issue. He has been getting top 20 buzz this whole offseason. This is a team that puts a lot of stock into their tight ends. Dalton Kincaid is not a blocking tight end whatsoever. He's more or less a glorified slot receiver. Really freaky athlete, super sure-handed, very good weapon. I like to pretend that Dalton Kincaid isn't even a tight end because he's so dynamic in the passing game. Jordan Love is really gonna like Dalton Kincaid. We still got Joey Porter Jr. on the board here. We're going to take him to the Washington Commanders. Very good value here. I've mocked Joey Porter Jr. to the Commanders quite a bit already. I just don't think he falls any farther than this. I'm sure the Pittsburgh Steelers are hoping he does, but in this case, he's going to go to the Commanders. I think Darnell Wright is one of the best tackles in this entire class. Although he is a pure right tackle, the Steelers just need to get better on that offensive line. We're going to take him here. Mike Tomlin already saw him at the Senior Bowl. He was all over him. Let's get him an offensive tackle here in Darnell Wright. I love the idea of getting faster on the defensive line here for the Detroit Lions. We're going to go ahead and take Nolan Smith. He's got a little bit of a different frame for an edge rusher. He's not going to be handing the dirt defensive end. He's going to be like a weak side linebacker, pin his ears back, go after the quarterback. He just has a skill set that offsets Aiden Hutchinson. I've mocked him here in the past, and I just love the fit. I feel like the only pick here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is Anton Harrison. They just got rid of their franchise left tackle. He was not playing up to par the past few years. You get him Anton Harrison, who's a very, very good left tackle prospect. You start to fix that offensive line. Your bookends will be Anton Harrison and Tristan Wirfs. Whoever the quarterback of the future is, maybe it's Caleb Williams next year. They're going to be very happy that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers front office invested in that offensive line. A name that has been rocketing up boards lately is going to be Mazi Smith from Michigan. He's a very athletic nose tackle. He didn't do any of the combine testing because he was injured. I'm not really sure the severity of whatever is going on with him, but I know he has some amazing tape. Really good production. And the Seattle Seahawks is a team that really likes to use those nose tackles. They could get better on that defensive interior regardless. Mazi Smith looks like he might end up being a first rounder. Now, he doesn't bring the biggest upside when it comes to getting after the quarterback, but he's going to be able to fix that run defense so well. This is a team that gets gutted by the run year after year. One of my favorite picks in this entire draft is getting Deonte Banks to the Chargers. Now, he's going to be a very physical, versatile cornerback prospect. This team needs to get better at corner. JC Jackson is banged up. Asante Samuel Jr. is just a nickel. You get a really good day one prospect on the boundary. Regardless if JC is available, you get a really good player here. After doing a bunch of interviews and hosting his own pro day, Myles Murphy is shooting up the boards. He looks as athletic as we thought he was. Now, I haven't been the biggest Myles Murphy truther, but the hype is there. He's probably a top 25 pick. The Ravens just can't ignore that edge position any longer. The Vikings definitely have a need at wide receiver. They need someone to play alongside Justin Jefferson. KJ Osborne might be a good player, but we know Jordan Addison is a really good player, a day one prospect. He's going to be able to complement Justin Jefferson so well. You got one more year on contract for Kirk Cousins. Let's get him some ballers. This is a team that needs to get better on that interior offensive line. Now, Torrance does have offensive line versatility. He has snaps at left guard as well as right guard. He's just a really good prospect. Guards go in the first round all the time. Let's get Trevor Lawrence a really good offensive line. We're on the clock with the Giants. They have Bobby McCain at strong safety. He does some work in the slot, but they only gave him a one-year deal. They're going to go right back to Alabama to take a safety. They're going to pair Xavier McKinney right up with Brian Branch and that secondary is going to get a lot better. That slot corner strong safety spot is definitely a weakness for him, and Brian Branch is too good of a value here to pass up. I don't even mean to make Bijan fall to the Dallas Cowboys like this all the time, but he just does in this mock draft. We don't pass on him. This is totally a Cowboys move. Pair him alongside Tony Pollard on his franchise tag. Bijan's probably going to run for like 1,500 yards as a rookie. This is just how the Cowboys operate. He's so marketable. He's already in state. He doesn't even have to hop on a plane. This is the pick. If he's here, no question about it. Quentin Johnston is a faller lately. I still really like that player, and you guys know that. But the overall feel of the NFL draft is that Quentin Johnston's going to fall to like the late first, maybe early second. Who knows? I think he's just too good. The Bills are going to scoop him up here. They're going to greatly improve over Gabe Davis at wide receiver 2. Quentin Johnston has immense upside. This is a downfield threat for Josh Allen's big arm. I love the fit, even though it'll be in the AFC East. I believe Michael Mayer is going to end up going in the first round. I think the Bengals are a great fit. It's a powerful offense. They're going to be able to maximize his pass catching skill set, and they could use a decent pass blocking tight end regardless. He's a really good pick here at 28. You're going to get him for 5 years if you choose to take that 5th year option. That's a really good weapon for Joe Burrow. That offense is going to keep rolling. The Saints have a really bad offensive line right now, and they just paid Derek Carr. They're going to get probably the most versatile offensive lineman in this entire class. That's going to be Steve Avila from TCU. He has a snap at every single position on the offensive line. He played at a very high level. He was a big reason as to why TCU was so good at running the ball. The Saints really need just a bunch of good offensive linemen. He's going to be a really big improvement. The Eagles at this point don't really need anything. Like, we're not drafting for need here. We're going to take best player available right now, and that's going to be Kalijah Kancey. He's a very solid day one prospect. He's going to be able to get after the quarterback on that defensive line. You get some aging defensive line players. He's going to just be able to rotate right in with those guys. He brings a lot of juice on the interior. His upside is immense because he's so athletic. I really like the player. I like the fit. He might not be a star right away, but he'll find a way to get on the field. We're on the clock with the Super Bowl winning team. I'm sitting here looking at Zay Flowers, and I can't pass that up for Patrick Mahomes. I think he's just too good of a player. He's probably going to end up being a day one selection. This team needs wide receiver help, regardless of what you think of Kadarius Toney, as well as Sky Moore. Zay Flowers is going to bring a lot of that same skill set with a better profile. I think he's just a better player than both those guys were, even coming into the league. I like Zay Flowers. If he pans out, he's going to be really explosive in Kansas City. All right, a quick recap of what we did. Bryce Young goes 1st overall to the Panthers. We take Stroud 2nd overall to the Texans. We get Lucas Van Ness inside the top 10. We pair Jackson Smith and Jigba back with CJ Stroud. Instead of reaching on a wide receiver, we take Dalton Kincaid to the Packers. We get Mozzie Smith inside the top 20. Jordan Addison gets to play alongside Justin Jefferson. Bijan goes to Dallas once again. Quentin Johnston goes to the Bills. That could be scary. And then we get Zay Flowers to the Kansas City Chiefs. Could be disgusting. All right, fellas, hopefully you guys enjoyed the mock draft. We like to keep these things fresh. We like to cover every scenario. We don't like to do the same things over and over again. So if you guys don't like any of the picks, that's all right. We just like to change it up. Don't get married to any of these players. It's going to get switched up on us so quick during draft night. It always does. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the mock, and hopefully I got you guys every single player that you wanted for your teams. We're just 2 weeks away from the NFL draft, so I'm excited to keep doing these mock drafts right up until then. All right, fellas, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like. If you guys enjoy the frequent college related content, I suggest you hit the subscribe button down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.